7 o'clock tonight. Those that are interested in having a reading. The theme of today is pet bereavement, so those that have lost a pet and would like to know how they are, basically, and maybe did you do the right thing. Get in touch with us, let us know. 07716 711 744. Start your message with the word readings. We'll probably continue this next week as well, because it's been quite popular. 07716 711 744. Start your message with the word readings, or email readings@thebridgeradio.net. On the phone at the moment, we've got our very special guest that we've been waiting for all day, Catrima Gabrielle.
Hello, Catrima.
Hi there, Beth. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. The line is very, very faint, so I'll do my best to hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll speak up. But it's great to have you on the show. I'm so excited to have another animal communicator
Thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, you're more than welcome. And what was great is that I tuned into the Frank Skinner's Opinionated programme a couple of weeks ago, and you were in the audience, and he introduced you and said, I've got an animal communicator in the audience, and I was like, yay, brilliant, an animal communicator on the TV, and I was really excited. And then obviously they introduced you and you talked a little bit about your work, and I was like, oh, I must get in touch with you. You've got to come on Spiritual Calling. You know, fantastic that you managed to get on TV and talk about animal communication and, you know, get it out there so that people know about it.
It was a show that was very light-hearted, and I knew there was going to be a lot of laughter in the audience about the kind of work that I do. But to me, what was important to let people know that this is possible. It was just trying to hit out another part of the media where a lot of people are not, will probably have never heard of people who do what we do. So it was very important for me to step out of my comfort zone, really, to actually let people know that this is very much possible. And you wouldn't believe, Beth, since the show we've had so many calls.
Brilliant.
My PR guru, as I call him, my PR man, Rob Abdul, he's absolutely being inundated with calls about me and wanting to have readings done. So
that's fantastic. Absolutely. Well, I was sat at home going, go girl, you know, and I was really excited, and I was thinking, yeah, you've got some real guts to come on here and talk about this subject, you know. And you knew you were open for them to kind of like take the mickey a little bit, because that's the nature of the show at the end of the day. But I was really thinking, yeah, you know, you're so brilliant to go on and have the guts to sit there and take it and still get your message across. So I was like really proud of you, you know, and I thought, I've got to get in touch with you and get you on the show. So you do a lot of animal communication work, and as you know, today's theme is pet loss and pet bereavement, which I'm sure you've probably experienced as an animal lover from your own point of view. And have you lost any animals yourself, Catrima?
Yeah, I have actually. I mean, we've always had cats in our house, in the family home. We had cats that lived up to ripe old ages of like 18, 19, and I still think about those cats even to this day. But more than that, I have a lot of clients who've lost pets, and they come to me to touch base with them to see where they're at, because I think they can't have closure until they know that they're okay. And I think this is such a brilliant way of actually getting in touch with them and finding out what they're doing. And the good thing is, I mean, we can always substantiate details about the animal, so the owner will know that we have connected with that pet. So I think it gives them some kind of a closure to know that they're okay. And animals, when they pass away, even though they've been through a lot of pain, when they're going through an illness and then they die, but they're actually so happy at the other end. It sounds maybe quite unbelievable to think that, you know, how can you know? But they show me things like they'll show me a ball that they used to play with, and I'll be able to absolutely correctly describe the toy that was their favorite toy. So these things can substantiate, you know, the fact that we have connected. So it brings a lot of closure to people who've lost pets.
I think you're absolutely right. I know in my experience when I've done readings for people whose pets are on the other side, and you can give specific information about their personality or things that, you know, just like the caller we had before you came on, where the dog actually showed somebody doing this special bike ride, and you think how do they know that? But doesn't it just prove that they're still connected to us and they still see what's going on around us, and they're waiting for us promise to one day when we will meet up again.
And excuse the pun here, they're dying to connect, you know. They're just waiting for their owners to come to some kind of connection with them so that they can say, look, we're okay, you know. And it's really actually cathartic for me as well to do this kind of work, because it just makes me feel so serene at the end of it, because you're also being touched by angels all the time. And there are a lot of skeptics out there and who think, you know, this cannot be possible. But I've had a lot of those people who've been my who've come to me through hearing about me from maybe a friend or a family, and they've said to me, Catrima, I do not believe this, but, you know, I've been pushed into this, so I need proof. And it gets very dodgy here, but, you know, when I've asked for proof from my angels, from my guides, I get them. So that's when they walk away thinking, God, this is possible. And the thing that I want to say to everyone, all the listeners here, Beth, is it's so possible for each and every one of you out there to be able to do what we do. It's not some kind of a special, ability that only we have. Everybody has the ability to do it. And it's so, 5 years ago, I didn't even know people could communicate with animals or people or whatever. But now, I can see every day when I do my workshops and people are coming to me to learn how to do it. It's a simple case of opening up what we've already been given. So it's very, very possible for all of us to try and connect with animals.
I so agree. And I always say to people, the only requirements that you do need to communicate with an animal, whether living or crossed over, is one, an open mind and a genuine love for animals.
Absolutely.
And I think if you've got those two things...
you've got to have a passion for the kind of work you do, and that goes for any kind of field, not just the psychic world or animal communication. But if you have a passion for what you believe in, what you do, then it will come through and you will be good at it. So I think if you have a love for animals anyway, give it a shot.
Absolutely. And you hold workshops, and people can look at those on your website, which is Catrima.com, which is Catrima. And I have got a question from one of our listeners for you, Catrima.
Sure.
This lady lost her dog actually last night in the early hours, about sort of 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
The dog is called Sydney. Her name is Sean. Are you able to quickly connect and give Sean a message from Sydney?
Of course, I'll do my best. I too work with photos, but I will do my best to connect with
He was a small kind of like terrier dog, and sort of black and white.
How old was Sydney?
He was 16. 16 when he passed.
Well, the first thing that I'm getting here, Beth, is he was literally ready to go. In fact, I think there was an incident about 2 years ago when he nearly went.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, and I'm feeling that at that time he literally stayed because he felt he couldn't leave his owner.
Oh, that's a lovely message, Catrima.
And I think this time last night, it was his time to go. But I feel the 2 years before, when he almost went, he literally stayed because of his owner, because he felt that, the owner would not be able... Sorry, I didn't catch the name of the person who owns it.
Sean. Her name is Sean.
Sean. Yeah, I think Sean would not have coped as well as she... I think she was getting to the point where she was becoming accustomed to the idea that Sydney would be going. And I think Sydney realised when the time was... animals know the right time. And sometimes even in an accident, when an animal passes away quite young, it is still their time to go.
I agree.
And they leave having taught lessons, having taught certain kinds of unconditional love that maybe the family needed. So they have all kinds of reasons. Even when a pet runs away, they have a reason for running away. So I think Sydney's time was, 2 years ago, but he held on.
Oh, and that's a lovely message.
It brings a lot of mixed feelings inside of me when I hear an animal will stay and suffer, and just to be close to the owner until the owner's ready to let go. And I think Sean was ready to let go.
Oh, that's lovely. And I know she's listening today, so I'm hoping that will give her great comfort.
Oh, I hope so.
I'd love to have a reading from you myself, because I'd like you to connect to my parrot Marty at some point, so we must speak again.
Will do. That would be wonderful. Yeah, I'd love to touch base with him, see how he's doing.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Spiritual Calling. You've been a brilliant guest, and I'm hoping you'll come on and talk to us a little bit more again at another time, because obviously we haven't got a lot of time to talk today, but it's a big subject, and I'm sure people have enjoyed listening to your views on animal communication. So would you come back and talk to us again in the future?
Of course, would love to.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Catrima, for joining us today. And if anybody wants to have a look... Oh, it's been great. And it's lovely to talk to a fellow animal communicator. You know, it's great for me personally, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody wants to have a look at your website, it's www.catrima, which is CATRIMA.com. Catrima.com.
May I just say that I'd be happy to do a 25% discount for all those who mentioned the Bridge Radio.
Oh, bless you. That's really kind. Thank you very much for that, Catrima.
Take care.
You take care too, and I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. That was Catrima, our guest for today, and thank you very much for her for agreeing to come on today's show. This is Psycho Best Spiritual Calling all the way till 7 o'clock. All the way till 7 o'clock.